Without feedback, vendors miss the chance to understand their proposal's shortcomings. Welcome to today's discussion on RFP best practices and common pitfalls. We'll be diving into what consultants wish you knew about crafting effective RFPs. Let's start with why a well-crafted RFP is crucial for successful project outcomes. A well-crafted RFP is the foundation of any successful project. It sets the stage for clear communication between the organization and potential vendors. When an RFP is thorough and precise, it helps vendors understand the project's scope, objectives, and expectations. This clarity enables vendors to provide an accurate and relevant response, ensuring that the project goals are met effectively. Moreover, a detailed RFP minimizes misunderstandings and misalignments, reducing the risk of project delays and budget overruns. Ultimately, a well-crafted RFP ensures that both parties are on the same page, paving the way for a successful partnership and project execution. Question 2. What are the essential components to include in an RFP? An effective RFP should include several key components. The introduction is one. Briefly describe your organization and the project's background. Next, you should provide a project overview. Outline the project's goals, objectives, and scope. Detailed requirements. Clearly specify the technical, functional, and performance requirements. Budget and timeline. Provide an estimated budget range and a project timeline. Evaluation criteria. Explain how proposals will be evaluated and the criteria for selection. Provide the submission guidelines. Detail the format, the deadline, and the method for submitting proposals. Contact information. Provide a point of contact for any questions or clarifications. Including these components ensures that vendors have all the information they need to prepare a comprehensive and relevant proposal. Question number 3. What are some common pitfalls organizations encounter when crafting an RFP? Organizations often face several common pitfalls when crafting an RFP. First, vague scopes of work. Ambiguous or unclear requirements can lead to confusion and misinterpretation. Unrealistic timelines. Setting impractical deadlines can discourage quality vendors from participating. Incomplete information. Omitting critical details can result in incomplete or inaccurate proposal submissions. Lack of evaluation criteria. Failing to determine how a proposal will be assessed can lead to a subjective selection process. Ignoring vendor questions. Not addressing vendor inquiries can create uncertainty and affect the quality of responses. Avoiding these pitfalls by being thorough and clear can significantly improve the quality of proposals and the number of proposals you receive. Pet peeve number 1, a vague scope of work. A vague scope is like navigating without a map. It leads to misaligned expectations and suboptimal proposals. Here are some specific challenges. Inaccurate cost estimation. Without a clear understanding of the project scope, vendors might either overestimate or underestimate the cost involved, leading to financial losses for the vendor or disputes over additional charges. Insufficient resource allocation. Unclear scopes make it extremely difficult for vendors to allocate the right amount and type of resources, including staff and materials, impacting the project's efficiency and the overall timeline. Increased risk of scope creep. When the project scope isn't well defined, there is a higher risk of scope creep, gradual changes or additions to the project that weren't a part of the original plan. Reduced quality of deliverables. Unclear scopes can force vendors to make assumptions about what's required, potentially leading to a lower quality of deliverables if these assumptions are not correct. Tips for improvement. Be specific and detailed in defining all project requirements. Clearly state the overall objectives and goals. Outline project milestones and timelines. Identify key deliverables. Provide context and background information. Review and revise the scope for clarity. Pet peeve number 2, inflexible or unrealistic timelines. Tight timelines might seem efficient, but they often compromise the quality of responses. Here are some impacts. Lower quality submissions. Vendors may rush their proposal development, leading to less thorough and potentially lower quality submissions. Missed opportunities for clarification. Adequate time is needed for potential follow-ups or clarifications with vendors. Strategies for setting timelines. Allocate a realistic time frame for proposal development. Ensure adequate time for internal review and clarifications. Clearly communicate all deadlines in the RFP. Allow a feedback period for vendors to ask questions or seek clarifications. Pet peeve number 3, physical versus electronic submissions. In our digital era, insisting on physical submissions is like using a fax machine in the age of email. It's extremely inefficient and environmentally unfriendly. Here are some of the benefits of electronic submissions. Increased efficiency. Electronic submissions streamline the process, making it faster and more efficient. Reduced costs. Both vendors and procurement teams save on costs associated with printing and delivering physical documents. Ease of access and submission. Vendors can submit their proposals from anywhere at any time. Better organization and tracking. E-procurement systems provide tools for better organization and tracking of proposals. Improved security and confidentiality. Electronic submissions can be more secure than physical ones. There's also a reduced risk of lost or damaged proposals. This mitigates the risk of proposals getting lost in the mail or being physically damaged. Enhanced transparency and fairness. E-procurement systems help ensure that all proposals are treated equally. Ease of archiving and retrieval. Digital proposals are easier to archive and retrieve for future use. Some advantages of electronic submissions include easier document handling and review, reduced environmental impact, and enhanced security and tracking capabilities. Pet peeve 4, lack of clear definition of required forms and DBE requirements. Vendors are often left puzzled by unclear requirements for forms and DBE, disadvantaged business enterprise participation. Here are some of the common challenges. The complexity of forms. The variety and complexity of forms can be extremely overwhelming. DBE compliance requirements. Understanding and complying with the DBE requirements can be challenging. Varying standards across regions or agencies. Inconsistency in standards can lead to confusion. Impact on proposal preparation and time. Additional time needed for forms and DBE requirements can extend the proposal preparation process. Uncertainty in subcontractor selection. Finding suitable DBE subcontractors can add complexity. Here's how to improve. Provide a checklist of all required forms. Clearly define and outline DBE participation requirements and goals. Offer templates or examples of complex forms. Provide clear instructions and examples. Offer a pre-submission workshop or QA sessions. Simplify forms where possible. Clearly define DBE criteria and compliance processes. Maintain consistency in requirements. Pet peeve number 5, lack of feedback or unsuccessful proposals. Not receiving feedback is like shooting in the dark and not knowing where you missed. Here are some reasons why feedback is crucial. Lack of opportunity for improvement. Without feedback, vendors miss the chance to understand their proposal's shortcomings. Inability to gauge performance. Feedback improves a benchmark for performance. Wasted resources and efforts. Preparing a proposal involves significant investment. Feedback helps vendors learn and grow. Here's how to improve. Establish a standard feedback procedure. Offer constructive and honest feedback. Provide that feedback promptly. Refer to specific elements of the proposal. Offer debriefing sessions. And be clear about the evaluation criteria. If you want to learn more about the RFP process and how to improve your proposals, please reach out to us. We're available on all social platforms and at averoadvisors.com.